Y'all have lied.
No, not those balls.
No, I'm.
Oh my gosh!
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm terrible. So because there is a lack of information that's readily accessible within our industry, why this platform is relevant, there's a lot of things that we don't know, there's a lot of things that we seem to think that we know, and there's things that we wish to know, which is why I feel like this episode is imperative. It is also touching on previous episodes, so if there are things that you want to know more of, please make sure that you refer to those ones. There's many conversations that we've had that are going to touch on what we're speaking about now. This is dispelling all the myths and misconceptions about all things TV, film, storytelling, content creation, arts, true or false.
B-U-S-T-E-D, you are busted.
Yeah, feel like John Moran. Need a triple double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Moran. Need a triple double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Yeah, I need it now. Told him on the lay.
The first one is that you need a solid following to become an actor. I've had many young people jump into my DM saying, Candice, ke batla go actor, but I don't have a following. Candice, ke batla go actor, but I only have a certain amount of people that are within my social media space. How do I cement myself? At the end of the day, the craft, the talent always wins. You know, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine about the relevance of social media and followings in terms of then allowing people to cement themselves. But I really feel like the craft is still emerging as number one. Also, haridi bari, right? I just think that our audiences still like to enjoy quality work. They like to enjoy work that speaks to authenticity, work that speaks to craft, work that speaks to doing it authentically and doing it right. And this thing of putting people in spaces where it's just for the sake of numbers, I realize that our audiences really want quality work, and that's essentially what we deserve to give them. And I'm so glad that we are foregrounding that and we're supporting that, and it reflects in our work. We have so many shows. Recently, I mean, if I think of international bodies of work on your streaming platforms, what in Netflix, we've got The Savage Beauties, we've got The How to Ruin Christmas, we've got Blood and Water, Jiva, please, let's not forget that. You can integrate unfamiliar faces in that realm, and also just our veterans and just all of those things in between. But at the end of the day, there's one thing you cannot question. Can those people act? It's not even a question at all, because everyone there is brilliant at what they do. And I mean, the shows are countless, the shows are endless, but no, you do not need a strong following to become an actor. Start where you are. In the spirit of starting where you are, another question. I mentioned this in the self-tape episode, but I think this also goes for content creation as a whole. You do not need the latest iPhone, you do not need strong equipment, we're not Nikon, we're not Canon. You do not need that equipment in order to create content and in order to submit a good self-tape. If the talent is enough to support whatever it is that you're putting forward, those technicalities don't matter as much. So I really do say to anyone that is watching this, whatever phone that you have, please use it at your disposal. It is not only an instrument for us to go on social media to heckle, to ridicule, to humiliate other people, but if you want a career that is worth celebrating, use what you have, start where you are, and use it positively to amplify your own voice, but to also pave the way for your own career. Like any building really, all of these things, where on the ground level, right? You start with what you have, with the instruments that you have, and where you are. And I just feel like that's the same for building a sustainable career, that it's not possible to start at the top. It really isn't. And if you start at the top, remember, there's no foundation. So it's gonna crumble eventually. So please, where you are, start, enjoy it. honor the process. And if you do have people in your surroundings that can assist, maybe batla ukadima phone or give you the camera equipment, ask around, guys. Use the resource at your disposal, the people that are there. You'll be surprised at who you can access if you just ask and put out that call to action for people to assist you. But no, you do not need the newest, most updated, edgy, expensive technology to pave a solid, long career. In conversations about beauty, and this is a particularly tough conversation to have. I, as someone who am the cookie cutter version of a desirable black woman, the way my body is shaped, I'm aware of the privilege that I have at my disposal, which is why representing characters that are as multifaceted as possible is my responsibility. And it's conversations and questions around that you need a particular skin type, you need a particular body type, and you need a particular holistic image in order to enter the entertainment industry. I, in a perfect world, would like to say that you can do anything you want to do. But we see in how a lot of people are represented that we still have a very long way to go in terms of how beauty is represented, how characters are represented, what an action hero looks like, what an archetypal best friend looks like, what the teacher looks like, what the mom looks like, what the partner, what the daughter, what the father, what the they, what the them, what the she looks like. And because we are continuously progressing in a beautiful way where we are, like onions, peeling back the layers of storytelling, we are coming to various truths and various ways of representing our truths in different ways, in different bodies, and moving, I would hope, away from stereotypes. So if you are in a space where you're questioning whether being in a wheelchair means that you could ever become an actor, hold on a little bit longer, please. I insist that just because you are differently abled, that you think otherwise. I insist that you give yourself a chance. I insist that you work on your craft, because the day will come. And it's not to say that, because I think of people like the incredible Michelle Musalakai. I think of my sister, Refile Mudisele, that just because they have albinism and the world doesn't necessarily see them as black, you know, that they aren't seen as such. But they're still going to audition and they're going to still show up. And the days will come and the roles will come. And if they aren't coming, you're creating those spaces yourself. Back to the crux of it is the myths around beauty, the misconceptions around beauty, the standards and stereotypes that are created around it, about character, about identity, was so complex. You have so much to offer the world, and so do you. So while you can, dispel that myth yourself. A myth which can be quite controversial, but I really do understand why many people ask it, because sometimes it's shot so well, you're so convinced that these two people are indeed fornicating. If you've watched a show called Savage Beauty, beauty, can. So I just want to dispel a very important rumor. You're not mic'd, so you must speak close to me.
I will definitely speak over here.
So the actors are indeed not fornicating. Whatever, there's like 10,000 words for intercourse. Ntokozo.
They are not doing it.
So when you see two actors, I think of my scene from Jiva. So here's my body, here is the actor's body, Mtate Saint Cecily. He's next to me. But because we're shooting from here, you'd think that he is on top of me. But the lower half of his body, so actually our bodies were like this. So the lower half of our bodies are not actually on top of each other in that way. You're just seeing the upward motions and the sounds and everything in between.
Because of where the camera is.
Yes. So on your end?
Our bodies didn't touch either.
Okay.
Literally, the only thing that was touching was our hands. Our bodies were not touching at all. There's intimacy coaches for this.
And they should be on every single set.
And they bring sponges this thick, even thicker. There's balls, there's everything.
They are balls.
We need to definitely educate people about
yes,
that.
please, guys. And
No, not those balls.
No,
Oh my gosh!
Okay, I'm terrible. But no, seriously, no. On the real though, please don't think you're gonna get into this industry with the intention of doing some things with people.
Don't do it. Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Yes, there is an intimacy coach that is involved to ensure that everyone feels comfortable in that process. And it's important to honor the body and the space and the bubble and the intimacy and the personal being of the people that you act with. Please don't think you can take advantage of that situation. I know we spoke about and treated in a very humorous manner, but we have a very big sexual harassment issue globally, outside of just our industry as a whole, but also within it, where people don't often understand boundaries and the importance of honoring them. So, no, people are not getting it on like Donkey Kong in those scenes. Myth dispelled. That, my friends, are a few myths that we're going to travel down, journey on, so many more for us to discuss, unpack. That's what we do on the show. On this episode, we kept it nice, short, and sweet. And please make sure that you continue to like, share, subscribe, have more conversations with us. Let me also know what you guys want to see more of, what guests you want to see, what conversations you want us to have, what questions you want us to answer. That is what I am here for, and that is what you're here for. And I really do appreciate you for that one. So from me, Tumelo Candice Mudisele, thank you so much for the lovers, the subscribers, the sharers, and the friends of the 5 Minute Call. Consider yourself blessed.